So what we need to do now is drain it all away. Okay, so we need to sort our drains out. Okay, now we know that they're playing around with the way our souls detox, and they're using what we drain away. And now they can't translate that because there's no way to do that. It's gone. So our drains are free of them, and we need to start to drain out all the false within us and outside and around us and on our edges and everything, all of our false relativity we don't need. It's not reflective to us anymore. It's all dropped off. We don't need that. My relativity is, well, it's a nice day. That's about all my relativity is today. I don't need to think about much. I might go to the shops and get something to eat. I don't need to think about the whole world and the universe and all the rest of it. So, I drop my relativity off to be personal to me now, because I've done my bit, right? And I don't need to be so relevant. Okay, so to learn how to drain all of that work we did away, because we were here for a reason, and now we're getting ourselves back to who we should be and back to nature's evolution, and we understand what happened and we understand the threats are all going away. We have to drain that and have the will to drain that away from our soul and vessels. Okay, and drain that all out so nothing stays and nothing lingers, so we're not holding anything, that baggage that we don't want. So all the bags are out and quarantined away from us, and they're gone, destroyed, and they're smoked. And so there's a ash. They're just gone. There's no threat. Right? No threat. Right? No threat. So when you breathe in, if you're in the water, if you're breathing underwater, you keep your mouth shut, and that fills you up with water, so you're more watery. Okay. Because you're changing your density to be more of a sea kind of energy, okay? So you're sucking it out of your sea. And then you're breathing it out. It's gone. Okay, so that's your drain. Your breath is your drain, okay? And you can breathe away all of that, and it just expels out of you. So your roots will expel anything you don't need. Will just drop out of your roots and fall away to ground, and no need to bother with it. So you are draining yourself, and it's pure to how nature would drain a soul. And we know about all of the threats and the first thoughts. No, so our soul is true to nature to drain out all of the toxicity that we have built up during the manipulation of the work that we've been doing, because you do get a lot of that shit when you do shit like this, right? So we're gonna free ourselves away from all of that and shift away from all of the manipulation and all of the things that we've been looking at, and we make sure we didn't linger anywhere. We make sure our energy is true to our soul, and any false energies that are within or around us are gone, and no one spiked us. That's all undone. No one put anything on us. That's all undone. All the shade has fallen off us, and as we breathe and walk around and move around, we're naturally draining all of the energies we might have picked up doing the work that we did, and then naturally draining away and going away and shifting down to the lower areas where they can't reach us, because their frequencies aren't high enough to reach our light. So they can't reach us any longer, and their will is gone from us, because they're inferior to us, and that's obvious, and we know that now. So we know they're inferior to us. We're allowed to say that. It's not a grandiose attitude to say, you're fake, you're not even real, you're ding-dong head. I definitely am more superior to you, ding-dong, You can't even talk about the now. It's like what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. And you can't even go about what's going on now. You can't even get your computation going for that, right? Because you've not got enough bloody memory data banks or whatever. So, anyway, we're getting rid of all that shit. And we know who they are, the people that can't talk about what's actually real and what's going on now. And they can't even get into that zone of conversation. There's no point talking to them. They're inferior. They're not worth trying to help, because we tried to help them, but they wouldn't let our words get out. They wouldn't let us be heard. They made us small accounts, and everyone ignored us, and they frequency fenced our words, and we didn't hear each other, which we should have been hearing each other, and we just we only heard from psychologists and groomers that are dead, and there's no doctor. I mean, the word doctor it comes from the thesaurus. It says it's a druggist, right? And the other word, doctor, in the dictionary, it's just a doctor of psychology. In 1974 dictionary, the word doctor was just a doctor of psychology, and there was a master of music and a master of this and a master of that. But there wasn't any other doctors. There was just a doctor of psychology, and that was the only doctor there was in 1974. So it looks like they've extended that doctor over the whole encompassing of all of the master's source of whatever it was, So that has put psychology over all of the university degrees, over whatever you learn about. So that's made it all artificial. So that's a threat, and that's a threat. So you get rid of that too. Okay, so there's no psychology overriding the truth about the science and engineering because it's called a doctor, and so things. Oh, you want it to be like psychology, like pretend and like, oh right, Well, psychology doesn't exist, right? It's just a way of knowing and learning how people's minds have been manipulated and how to swing them and twist them and all the rest of it. So we are untwisted from all of that shit, right? We're not cooked. So all of the spirit cooking, all of the soul cooking all drops off us. We see we see who did that, and they get done for that. And no one cooks a soul. We can't be reached to be cooked because we are superior to them, because they are inferior bastards, right? And they are against nature's evolution. And nature is always going to be superior to anything that's false or fake, because nature started it in the first place. Because nature, you need the ingredients from nature to start anything. So if you messed about with nature, you're going to get trashed. And you did, all right? So we're going to detox from all that shit, trash it out, ash it out, get rid of it, and we don't want it, and we're going to grow, and we're going to ignore all of their stoppages, we're going to ignore all of their delays, we're going to ignore and expose all of their lies, and we're going to get to the truth, we're going to get out of this, and we're not going to go around in circles, and we're going to be free, and we're not going to be slaves, and we're not going to be sold, and we're not going to be put in the market ever again. All of that shit failed. That's antiquated Stone Age bloody behaviour, and they should be embarrassed and ashamed of themselves for being the most awful dildo race that anyone's ever known, and they have no authority whatsoever, and they're out of the whole universe. Gone. And we'll detox from that. That's right.